When I talk to people who are learning about economics, I often think of something that I was told early on by a professor of mine. As your study of economics progresses, the questions never change, he said. But the answers do. And there's a lot of truth to this, and it comes from the way that economics is usually taught to students. It's important to understand that economics is not about money. Money is just a tool that people use to make economies run more smoothly. In its purest form, economics is the science of the constrained decision-making of individuals and the societies in which they live. So, really, it's a field that tries to understand how huge numbers of people decide what to do at the same time that everyone else is also deciding what to do, and every single decision somehow alters the circumstances that constrain the decisions of the rest of the group. Every human being on the planet is a part of this system, and altogether it's a machine with over 7 billion moving parts. It's a lot to lay on a college freshman on day one. So, to make it more digestible, they build from the ground up. They start with extremely oversimplified models. One person on an island, two people on an island, an economy with a lot of people, but the only thing that anybody does is make cheese or cloth. Don't bother asking where the milk and wool come from. And there's tons of huge assumptions are made in these early models as well, like everybody is making the exact same thing. Products just magically teleport from the producer to the consumer for free. Maybe there are infinitely many producers and infinitely many consumers, and everybody knows everything about what everyone else is thinking and doing at all times. Now, I'll be the first to admit this sounds kind of dumb, but it's really useful in order to help people understand the most basic underlying principles that govern the whole thing. Over time, the models are expanded, assumptions are slowly relaxed one by one, and eventually you start to see something that looks vaguely something like the real world. But even then, and this is very important, the models never become perfect. The smartest people in the world and everybody making important decisions, like governments for example, are still working based on models that involve some unrealistic assumptions. Some of these models even disagree with each other. The world is just too complex and you simply can't account for everything. We don't have the knowledge or the ability. But that doesn't mean that it's all useless. The models are built based on observations of the real world, and they do provide us with really valuable insights. And we're always learning more about how it all fits together through research and collecting and analyzing data. So, economists have discussions and arguments about how best to use these models and how to change them to better approximate the real world. The rest of us are stuck with different people telling us different things, trying to figure out who is right and what we should do. And it doesn't always boil down to a game of spot the liar. Sometimes it does, but really there are legitimate points to be made on both sides of many of these issues. And it isn't always easy, but having those discussions and figuring out the right answers is wildly important for the livelihoods of every person in the world. My name is Prescott Morley. I'm a grad student from the US, currently studying and working in development economics in Germany. And I really love economics, and I want to help you improve your understanding of it too. In my videos, I plan to discuss the ideological economic debates behind current events in a way that's clear and easy to understand. I'll probably mention some numbers or the validity of certain politically motivated beliefs, but it will not be my main focus. My goal is to help you understand what people mean when they talk about these issues and why people might say one thing or another. It is my hope that you not only enjoy yourself here, but that you come away better prepared to discuss these topics and controversies among your friends and family with a better understanding of the strengths and weaknesses of both sides. If you have any questions or topics that you personally would like to learn more about, don't be afraid to let me know in the comments. Thanks for listening, and welcome to Clear Economist.